Welcome back to the most terrifying haunted house ever. This is part 3 of The House That Watches, where we left off. 1 recap, cameras are flashing. 2 of their friends have already vanished, their faces trapped in photographs on the wall. And that faceless shadow, it's moving closer. It moves closer still, then lunges. They all scream and scramble back, desperate. They smash the nearest windows, but what was once outside is now just endless darkness. They can hear the wind, though, and rain. Maybe if they could get outside, they could escape. But there's no doorknob on the window. They try to open it again. It won't budge. The window is stuck fast. The faceless shadow is at the door now. They all huddle together, watching it slowly open. What will they find beyond? They enter, but the other side of the door is just another hallway, lined with even more portraits. They turn to run, but the door behind them has vanished. And in place of their friends' faces, now them, but older, more decayed, screaming in agony. It's clear now what this house does. It steals people's faces. It keeps them here forever. They race down the hallway, but each room they pass through is locked, barred, or boarded up. Then they hear a noise. Something crashes inside one of the rooms. They race toward the sound, bursting through the door. It's a room filled with broken mirrors. One of the shards hits her hand, drawing blood. And when she looks down, she doesn't see her own reflection. She sees one of their friends trapped inside a mirror, crying out for help. The others look too, but they don't see themselves either. They see the 2 missing friends too. They watch helplessly as they bang against the glass, trying to free themselves, but it's no use. Then suddenly, one of the reflections raises its hand and presses its cold fingers against the glass. The image ripples. Is it reaching for them? It pushes its face against the mirror, trying to break through. It screams, but its voice sounds distorted, evil. When it stops screaming, something wet drips down the glass. They all scream and jump back. In the dim light, they can make out the shape of a person hunched in the corner. It's the same faceless figure they saw outside, but now it seems to be growing taller. They want to run, but they can't tear their eyes away from the figure. Then it stands up. It turns toward them and grins, revealing rows and rows of sharp teeth. The room is silent, except for their ragged breathing. It takes a step forward, then another. Its eyes seem to bore right through them. She feels something wet trickle down her leg. She looks down. It's blood. Her hand trembles. She closes her eyes and tries to steady herself. When she opens them again, she sees the figure is almost upon them. It lunges, but she throws herself aside. Its claws scrape across the floor where she was kneeling just a second before. They all scatter, desperately hiding behind the shards in the mirrors, pressing themselves flat against the walls. The figure approaches one of the mirrors. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the glass cracks, spiderwebbing from the point where the figure touches it. With a sickening crunch, the mirror breaks, releasing the trapped soul within. It falls to the floor, but it isn't the girl they saw in the reflection. It's the faceless figure. The figure reaches inside the mirror and pulls another soul free. The girl screams and hides deeper in the shadows. The figure turns, catching sight of her. It smiles. She screams and scrambles away, but the figure is faster. As it feasts on her soul, its form becomes clearer. It still has no face, but now it has a neck, arms, legs. It's tall and thin with long, sharp claws. The figure drops the limp body to the floor and turns toward the boy. He screams and runs, but he trips over the rug and falls. The figure pounces, knocking him unconscious. It feeds on him too, becoming stronger, more solid with every bite. When it's done, it turns toward the last girl. It takes a step toward her, then another. She screams and jumps over the table, smashing the mirror shards beneath her feet. The figure lunges, but she dodges out of the way. She grabs a shard and lunges back, slashing it across the chest. It recoils, surprised by her sudden attack. More shards fall to the floor, and she kicks them toward the creature. It swats them aside casually, but that catches her attention. Maybe she can't beat it, but maybe she can distract it. If she can just keep it busy until morning, they might stand a chance. She tosses another shard, then another. Each time the figure bats them away, she dances around it, keeping just out of its reach. It snarls, frustrated. She laughs and taunts it, daring it to come closer. But it doesn't need to get closer. The house itself is stirring. The walls pulse with life. From the ceiling, the chandelier swings wildly, smashing into the floor with a deafening crash. The whispers start up again, chanting louder now. Smile, smile, smile. The boy groans and sits up. Blood pours from his eyes, which are wide with terror. His body trembles. His skin grows pale and cold. Before their eyes, he turns into a photograph and drops to the floor. She shrieks, horrified. The figure turns to stare at the photo, then back at her. It lunges. She jumps aside as it smashes into the wall. The photo flutters to the floor. The whispers rise to a crescendo. Smile, smile, smile. She spots the diary lying on the floor nearby. The original owner's diary. Maybe there's an answer inside. Maybe there's a way to fight back. She grabs it, but the figure is upon her in a flash. It knocks the book from her grasp. She falls to her knees as it opens the diary to a random page. "My cameras do not take pictures," it reads. "They take lives. Their souls keep my house alive forever." She looks up at the figure. It turns the page. The last entry reads, "There are ways to stop them from entering your house, ways to trap their souls. But once the house chooses you, there is no leaving. The house is alive. It feeds on the souls of those who enter. And now it wants them all." They try to smash the cameras, but every broken lens releases another scream. The faceless figure looms above them, growing taller with every soul it consumes. It towers over them now, blocking the door. There's nowhere left to go. It reaches out, its claws extended. "I am inevitable," it hisses. She grabs the oil lamp and hurls it at the figure. It deflects her attack casually, but the glass knocks over a stack of old books. Flames erupt and spread. She gestures wildly for the others to follow her. They rush toward the door, but the figure lunges, knocking the boy to the ground. It screeches with laughter as it pins him under its foot. "Burn the house down," the girl screams. She helps the others ignite the curtains, but the flames vanish instantly, swallowed by the hungry walls. They all scream and scatter, desperately searching for another way out. They find a basement door, but it's locked. The faceless figure is upon them, reaching for them. They fumble with the lock, but it won't open. The figure lunges again, but the girl shoves the boy toward the door. He slams against it, and finally, it gives way. He disappears into the darkness below, followed by the girl. She can hear the screams fading behind her. When she reaches the bottom of the stairs, she finds herself in a small, cramped space, illuminated only by a single flickering bulb hanging from the ceiling. There's a musty smell in the air, like old books and decaying wood. Cobwebs brush against her skin as she moves. The boy catches up, out of breath. "There has to be another way out," he gasps. She scans the room, her eyes adjusting to the gloom. Against one wall is a heavy wooden desk piled high with papers and books. In the corner is a large safe with a digital keypad on the front. But the most striking feature is the far wall, covered entirely with photographs. They're old and yellowed with age, but the faces in the pictures are painfully familiar. They're the missing friends, smiling back at them with innocent joy. But there's something unsettling about the photos, something she can't quite put her finger on. Suddenly, the bulb flickers and dies, plunging the room into total darkness. Screams echo from above. The faceless figure is coming for them. Still, she doesn't panic. She remembers the diary. There are ways to stop them from entering your house, ways to trap their souls, she whispers. But once the house chooses you, there is no leaving. A giant photo slides down the wall, revealing their terrified faces, already captured. They all scream. The faceless figure is upon them, whispering for the first time, "Now, you belong to me." Screen cuts to black with the words, "The house that watches." The end?